Alright.
Howdy, folks. It's Monday, July the 3rd. Tomorrow, when this comes out, it'll be July the 4th. So, happy 4th of July, folks.
Happy 4th of July. Hope y'all had a good weekend.
Now on that, some of the lives I've been in, been talking about people taking and popping off the fireworks. That's all right if you got it and want to do it, but, it's kind of disappointing at the same time because people don't remember what those fireworks represent. Those fireworks represent that last night of the war where man after man jumped on the pile around that flag to make sure it stayed up through the night. It was a huge stack of bodies. One get shot and go down, somebody else would jump on it and make sure it didn't go down. By the time the morning came and that thing was still flying, there was a huge pile of bodies all around it. And that was the man that wrote the song.
Francis Scott Key.
He was on the ship watching everything blowing up and going off. So he had a first-hand perspective of the rocket's red glare.
Bombs bursting in air.
Bombs bursting in air. So that represents a very bloody night where our freedom was won from the mother country, England. Personally, I ain't got nothing against England. There's a lot of good folks there. Personally, I don't got nothing against the people of any country. I just don't necessarily agree with their quote-unquote leaders, governments, how they want to do. They're a different class of people, even here. Much different class.
Yep.
We have called them leaders for so long that people think they're leaders. They're not leaders, folks.
They're elected. Ours
they
are
elected representatives
right.
of people in the area they came from.
That's what
they
are.
Not leaders.
That's what they are here in the United States. I don't know what they are in other countries. Dictators in some of them.
Well, like England, they're supposed to be the same way. They're supposed to be representatives of an area of people. But they're not. They've gotten everybody convinced to call them leaders.
Yeah.
They're not our leaders. They're up there to do what we're wanting them to do. They don't. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's politics. I don't want to be in it. I just don't like governments of the world because they've got it skewed as to what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
But anyway, that's the night we won the people who fought in that war won for all of us. They gave their lives and their blood
to make sure our flag was still there.
Make sure our flag was still there to ensure us to be a country and become who we've become today, which that's good and bad.
But again,
some counts.
We ain't going there.
We ain't going there either. So that's why, personally, I think fireworks, you do it on the 4th of July, and you do it in remembrance of that last night of battle, to commemorate what happened there and to honor and salute the men who died to give us what we have today.
That's it.
Yeah, we didn't win it, they won it. And, now we got people using words and fireworks without knowing the meaning behind them. So that's what the 4th of July is about. Yeah, it's nice to have the cookouts and hot dogs and the hamburgers and maybe a brew or two and all like that. But it's not about having a party. It's a memorial for the men who died to give us the freedom we have today. And, you know.
It's a memorial. My granny always told me it was a celebration of freedom.
Well, it is a celebration of freedom, but it's also a memorial. Think of all the men who died to make sure that flag stood up.
Yep, and
that freedom came at a very hard cost.
That's it. And it still does.
And it still does. You know, while you're having that cookout, while you're having that cold brew, smoking and joking with your friends, all like that, y'all try to have a little bit of reverence towards the folks who died to allow you to be able to do that. You know, have at least a moment's silence for them. You know, because to me, that's what it's about. A lot of folks out there don't like the military until it comes time for the military to be and do what it's meant to be and do. And when it comes time for that, then they all about the military. Want them out there, oh my God. But peacetime, they're like, oh, they're bad, they're this, they're that. You know. Well, I thank God we got warriors out there like that are willing to lay down their life for me.
That's it.
I've done my bit. I've been there, done that, signed that blank check, forfeited my life in case it needed to be. I'm proud to say that I've done that. I'm honored to say that I've done that. And it was a privilege for me to be able to have done that.
And I want to thank everybody in my family that has done that. I have great uncles that served in the Navy. I have uncles that served in the Air Force. I have cousins that served in the Army.
I'm thankful and grateful for everyone in the armed service. Doesn't matter which branch. We give each other a hard time, but we're all parts of a machine that work together for a common goal.
That's it.
To get a job done. You know, and without each piece, it would be very difficult to get the job done.
That's it.
So I want to thank all of them, and not only them, but I want to thank the retired vets who become teachers to current military. I want to thank the civilians who support the military in one way or another, even if it's just being thankful and grateful for them being there. You know, because they understand that without our military, we wouldn't have come as far as we have.
Yep.
You know, there's so many people to thank. And it also is extended to people in emergency services, EMTs, firefighters, paramedics, police officers.
Well, if you think about it, there's a lot of those that are military veterans.
A lot of them are. One of my doctors early on in my later childhood years and early adult years, he served in Nam. But also doctors and nurses who are at the hospitals right now working, who will be at the hospital tomorrow on the 4th, working, taking care of those who get out there and get foolish. You know, they do hard jobs. They go through a lot of education to do those hard jobs. They don't get thanked enough.
That's it.
You know, about being grateful and thankful. Gratitude towards those who helped make this country going through some woes right now, but still a great country.
I don't care what anybody
for. It's a great.
Yeah, so I don't care what anybody says. We have the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
We truly do.
You know, it's sad to see a lot of people don't see that. But, you know, that's a whole other story and life lesson in and of itself. But gratitude, thankfulness towards those who have served, are serving, and have lost their life for the price of our freedom. And, you know, that's how Piggy sees it. You know, yep. This evening, I've got me a pew to put back to enjoy the day with. But I'm thinking about all those who lost their lives, gave their lives, so that we could have the nation we have today. I'm thinking about all those who are having to be out there on the roads, dealing with folks who have no respect for other folks, driving drunk, driving impaired. You know, my thoughts are going to be on those that are out there trying to protect people from them. You know, that's a war battle all on its own. You know, and then having to clean up the aftermath when somebody succeeds, what that brings.
Most definitely.
You know, these folks out there saying stuff that I hadn't seen, and I hope to God I never do see. That's called the aftermath of the wreck, especially one that involves someone who was driving impaired. You know, they're the ones out there having to take care of the dead bodies, having to clean up the mess. They're the ones who have to see that. You know, I've never had to see that. Hope to God I never do. But I'm thankful for those who are out there who have chosen a profession that puts their life on the line in the protection of others. For those that, you know, firefighters shoot, a lot of them retired military too, Marines, all the rest of them. You know, you just got to take your hat off to those folks, because they willing to go into a burning building and save your silly butt.
Yeah, they're the ones running in when everybody else is running out.
Right. You know, they're like Marines on the battlefield, while others are running away from the bullets. The Marines are running towards them. Most cops, same way. You know, when the bullets start flying, they're headed towards the trouble, not away from it. You know, that takes special kind of people, folks. Takes special kind of people. Firefighters have to do what they do. Nurses and doctors that receive in what the firefighters and police bring them, cleaning up broken bodies. You know, that takes a lot to have to see that and take care of it, put it back into some kind of shape if it survived. You know, my hat's off to all you folks. We all play a part. I was at a grocery store once, and I was out in the parking lot. Well, there's a old Civil War history museum next door. There was a boy there, well, a man, and he'd seen my hat, and we talked. He said, yeah, my daddy was in the Marines. He said, I wanted to go in the Marines. He said, but he had something happen that punctured his eardrum and kept him from being able to go in the Marines, go in the service. So he wound up doing some other kind of service. Everything. He always on the fringes of the military, but was never able to be in the military. And I told him, I said, you still served. I said, you still did what you could to be a part of it. I said, you still have a warrior's heart. I said, you might not have been able to wear the uniform. I said, but your heart is a warrior's heart. And you sought out everything you could to still be of use, to still be of service. Made him feel better about himself and all that he's done. Because I recognized what he did as being valid, as being proper, as being right. I'm proud to know him. You know, because while his punctured eardrum kept him from being able to go in the service to be able to wear the uniform, his warrior's heart would not let him walk away and not do nothing. He kept seeking out different things that he could do to be in support of the military. And to be in support of the military is simply to be in support of this nation and what it stands for. To protect this nation and what it stands for. And I acknowledge that to him. Let him know he's still a warrior. There's a lot of people out there like that. I'll recognize them too. Because it takes us all to make it work, folks. It doesn't matter what your job is. You know, you might be the janitor at some business or service that services and supports the military. You're still doing your part. You're making it to where those who work there have a clean place to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there ain't no job too small. There ain't no job too menial. It takes us all doing something to be in support of that which protects our way of life.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll end it there. Piggy loves you.